Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a musician from Hidden Voices, and I've also been the songwriter in a few bands over the years. So today we're going to look at doing some songwriting together. So first things first, if we're going to be doing some singing, it's a good idea to do some warm-ups. So we could start by moving the facial muscles around, a yawn, just a little bit of warm-up exercise. Another little warm-up we can do is to make the vowel sounds and to sing them. So that'll be like a, e, ah, o. Okay? So should we try that? First, a. A. And e or e. E. Good. And e. E. And ah. Ah. And last one, U or oo. Ooh. Okay, so when it comes to songwriting, obviously we've got to have the music element. And so where to start with that? Well, on the guitar, we can just play some simple chords. Okay, so go from one chord to another. This chord's called D. Okay, and then we can move to G. That's a nice chord to move to. And then back to D perhaps. Okay, let's just come up with a simple rhythm. And then change between those chords. That's quite nice. Perhaps we could mix it up a little bit for the next part of what will be the verse of this song that we're writing together. So perhaps move to the G first now, and then change that again to a G minor, and then back to our original chord change, with D to G, and back to D again. Okay, I quite like that. That's a fair chord progression. Okay, so moving on to the next part, which is the melody. The vocal melody in our case, because we're going to be fitting lyrics to that melody. Choosing a melody, there are different ways to do that. We've got musical scales, and anybody who's ever had piano lessons will remember the drudgery of going over scales over and over again. But the good thing about scales is they do give us a series of notes to choose from. So perhaps that will work nicely over our chords. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Yeah, that fits quite nicely. And for our next chord, perhaps we could just change it up a little bit. La, 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 la. And back to the original one. Yeah, that's alright. So that can be our vocal melody to the verse. So now is the bit where we can work together to come up with some lyrics. So I'm going to come up with my own as I do this, but as we're constructing this song, perhaps you can come up with your own ideas. And when we write music, then if we're struggling for subject matter, we could just think about our surroundings, what's going on for us right now in our lives. So just something simple today, looking outside. A lot of us have spent a lot of time indoors lately, and maybe some of us are still continuing to have to spend more time indoors than we'd like. But looking out the window, I can see the sun is shining pretty brightly today, which is nice considering that at the time of filming this video there's been a lot of rain lately, so that's kind of a relief to see that. Always makes me feel just a little bit better. So perhaps that's a good place to start. So when the sun comes out, it really makes my day. Okay, so if you've got a pen and a pad somewhere, perhaps you could jot down your own thoughts about what you'd like to write about. But that's a good place for me to start. So we could fit that to our melody now. When the sun comes out, it really makes my day. that's okay. So what to write about next? How should we finish this verse? I guess we've spent such a long time admiring the nice clear blue sky that maybe we've forgotten to have breakfast this morning. So, how can we fit that in? Now I'm starving. Yeah. Now I'm starving. It's time for a bacon sardine. Yeah, that works. I managed to get that last couplet to rhyme. You know, the first one didn't rhyme, and that's okay. You'll notice a lot of pop songs don't necessarily always rhyme. But we could maybe revisit and see if we can make it rhyme. So I've changed that up a little bit. Let's see how this sounds. When the sun is here, the sky is blue and clear. Now I'm starving. It's time for a bacon sardine. Okay, not exactly Hallelujah or Let It Be, but it's something, it's our song. Right, so a song needs a chorus. Okay, so let's just try and string a few basic chords together. Okay, so I think I've got some chords down we could use for the chorus. And so yeah, and I've got an idea of a melody actually, so let's just think about what lyrics we want to write. So we were talking about what we have in our day, what's bringing us a bit of joy in our day. So we've got the sun, we've got a bacon sandwich, so which is bringing me more joy? Red sauce or brown, coffee freshly ground. Subject of drinks, tea, wine, all good, although wine doesn't really fit with our theme of breakfast, does it? But maybe we could make a little joke out of that. Cheeky little joke. Red sauce or brown, coffee freshly ground, a cup of tea or something stronger. Not yet, it's too early. Yeah, that's alright. Okay, so let's try putting all that together then, shall we? When the sun is here, and the sky is blue and clear, now I'm starving. Time for a bacon sardine, red sauce or brown, coffee freshly ground, or a cup of tea or something stronger. Not yet, it's too early. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, have you had a thought about what subjects you'd like to write about? Perhaps you'd prefer to go down a completely different route to me. Think about something that's happened to you in the past which is important to you, something which has made you laugh. I think sometimes one thing to remember when writing songs is that firstly there's rhythm to think about, how do we fit all the words in, but you'll notice again with a lot of pop music it doesn't always fit into these rigid rules. So if you want to say something and it's a bit longer than you would expect in a line, just see how you can make it fit, just play around with it. And another thing is you can allow your personality to come out a little bit when you're writing lyrics. So if there's something quirky that you've noticed, or something which is just very you, something which makes you laugh, something which makes you smile, or something which makes you emotional, or whatever it might be, songwriting can be a good outlet for expressing ourselves. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play through the chords of that song for you to have a listen to, and you can use it to write your own lyrics to. Feel free to rewind and listen back to some of the melodies and words that I came up with. Perhaps you could just take words out of what I've written and add your own in, or come up with something completely original. It's up to you, but I'll play the tune now so you've got something to work with. Now the chorus. Okay, so that's just one verse and one chorus. But just have fun coming up with your own lyrics, perhaps even your own melody if you feel like you want to deviate from what I've done. But the main point is, no pressure, do what you feel comfortable with, and I hope you enjoy this exercise.